back at the install. I picked up my link rear pivoting rack for the CanAm Maverick Trail Sport and Sport X series of machines. Right now I have a couple of things mounted on the frame extension, or whatever you want to call it, right there. I have, as you can probably see, I have my fire extinguisher there, and I also have these mounts for my whip lights. So I'm sure the fire extinguisher will be in the way, and I'm hoping not, but I'm pretty sure my whip mounts will also be in the way. And even if they're not, I got a funny feeling when the rack pivots up, it probably will hit those. So I'll probably have to relocate or find some alternate place or way of mounting my whip lights. So we'll see. Anyway, so first order of business for me is to take off my fire extinguisher and then possibly my whip light mounts as well, and then I will get on with the install. So first step, you got to remove that bolt right here. There's a nut on the back side. There's a 15 millimeter. That one's on pretty tight actually on this side, so got to remove that and install one of these. These are going to go up here like so. That's going to be part of the pivot, and there's a nut that's got to go in there before you put it in, because you won't be able to get it in otherwise, I think. Anyways, so there's a nut that goes in here. There's two more bolts that came, longer bolts that came with that. These big ones right here, I'll go in, and I will do that in just a second. In case anyone's wondering, these two pieces are formed for left and right side. As you can see, they're opposite each other, and this little piece here fits down in the divot here. If you try and put this one there, it puts your upper bolt in correctly, but if you put it in this way, it sticks out over the back a little bit. You can see right here, that's the way it needs to go right there. So just be aware of that when you put them in, save you a couple of minutes of frustration. And this nut has to be put in there before you put it bolted on, because otherwise, as you can see, you can't get a bolt in there. So I'm going to just take the big bolt or the nut and put it in here, and take the big bolt and put it through there, tighten that up. Do the same on the other side, and then we'll go to the next step. So when you're finished, the new bolt, longer bolt, not a lot, but just enough, goes in through the outside like the original one. You can see in here, I have the nut in there. Hard to see with the light. I just put a bolt in here to keep the nut from falling out. And then you can see on the other side here, it's where right here is where the new bolt or new nut is. I get that snugged up, but I don't have it really tight. They say not to tighten these until after, so I will wait till after. So basically, big bolt through here, nut on the inside. Don't forget to put the nut on in there, otherwise you got to take it off and do it over, and do the same thing on the other side. The next step after bolting on these pieces, we got to bolt on this piece here, and that's your actual link mount here. And one thing to note, on the back side there's this strut mount, so you got to put that on first. I haven't got mine screwed in tight yet, but I just put it in there so you can see it just pushes in through the side. There's a nut on here. It's actually formed in here to fit the nut. So you just put it on, put your wrench on it, turn it in tight. It goes on back like so. This is the front, goes on like so, and the mating link locks or tabs or whatever they're called will come down from the bottom of the rack and go in here, and then you sort of lock them. That's how they lock on, and they will pivot from up here. There's 4 screws or bolts and nuts to go along with that. Just got to put this on, put it roughly where I think it needs to go, snug it up, and then mount the rack up to the pivot here and let it come down and see where it actually touches in there. So when you're finished installing these, they're going to look something like that. You can see the back half of it there. That's the link mount there. And here's the little stud for the strut. I'm assuming it goes on top. It doesn't tell me top or bottom there, but looking at the pictures in the manual, it looks like it goes on the top. So I'm going with that for now. Again, these are just snug so that they're not sliding down. Next step is to mount this link clip lock, whatever, onto this little L bracket. There's a notch in the L bracket. There's a notch in the bottom of the, let me get this on the floor here. So there's a notch in the L bracket that protrudes out. There's a corresponding notch in these link mounts. Just 2 screws. Got to screw these on tight. And then these will fit, oops, onto the rack right here. And as you can see, these got this sort of, let's call it the roof of a house shape. So as this, and they have a little bit of a lip here. I'm not sure if you can see it in the video or not. I'll turn it around different angles, see if it might pick up. So there's a little bit of a lip here, that will fit on there, and there's 2 bolts to bolt that on. And then that's the next step. Step after that is to put the end pieces in here. There's some grease and stuff got to go on those, a couple of grommets, rubber O-rings, and a little metal spacer, which will be the pivot point. 2 bolts there, 2 bolts on the other side, and they're done. And to give you an idea what this stuff all looks like when it's bolted together, when those 2 steps that I just mentioned are done. So this will go on here. I haven't tightened these up yet. I just put them on just to have them ready to show, so to speak, save a little bit of video time. And these are here. These are 2 bolts. And if I can pick this up, right in here will be your rubber grommets. They just push in and pop off. I just got them on there, pushed in there, holding. I haven't greased them yet. There's another 2 of these little lugs here that are for the other end of the struts or shock absorbers, whatever you want to call those. Again, I just put these in there just to save me a couple of minutes of time. Haven't tightened them. I got that one put in on the other side as well. I'll tighten these up next. Tighten these down. Tighten this down. Do the same thing for the other side, and then I'm ready to test fit. When you get your link clips mounted and the pivot points mounted, they need to be going into here. Same thing over on the other side over there. Hard to see from this distance, but this is sort of what it looks like right there. And these are going to have to come down further than that for sure. So now it's just a matter for me to take this bolt out and go over to the other side. Take that bolt out. And from there, I'm going to line up this in here, do the same thing on the other side, try and fish the bolt through, get it in, snug it up, slide these down so that they're at the right distance, probably around here somewhere, I'm guessing, and lock them in, make sure everything looks good, everything pivot good, tighten it all down. Then it should just be a matter of putting the plastic rack that came with this on here, just a bunch of bolts that came with it for that. The only thing I have to do before this all is to pop this out again, like so. You can see there's a rubber grommet. There's one on the other side as well. And this is what you're looking at. So I got to put a little bit of grease on that, put it back in here, and then I can align it there, put the bolt in. So I'm not going to record myself struggling with that. I'm sure you'll struggle in your own way. A little bit of fooling around, fiddling around with this to get it lined up. Make sure that these are left a bit loose. Make sure these 2 bolts on here, well 4 technically, 2 on each side, are a little bit loose. So that way you got a little bit of play this way and that way. That will let you align these so you can get that bolt in through here. Once you get that threads on both sides, snug it in a bit, then you can tighten these up, tighten this up, tighten this up. The other thing that I learned by not reading the instructions is I didn't leave this loose, and it doesn't line up properly down here. So you really got to leave these loose till last. So now that I've got this much done and it's all mounted and it's on pretty tight, not going to shake it too hard because I'm just holding it there until I can get these nuts loosened up. So it's where it's going to be as far as the pivots go. Now I've gotten these loosened up. I'm going to take this out of it, lower it back down gently, fit it in here, lock it. Then I can snug up these bolts, so I got the left and right, and then I can snug up the link lock bolts. So yeah, make sure you leave these loose. Leave these loose. Then once you get it all lined up. This main pivot bolt in and nice and tight. Don't forget your grease on there and don't lose your O-rings. Then you can snug up these bolts here, snug up this bolt here on both sides. This is still loose. This is still loose. So now I'm going to lay it back down, lock it, and then you can snug up these and everything should be aligned. So that's the plan. After that, it's literally just put in a few of these little clips and some screws here and some washers to put the plastic on, and we're good to go. A little bit more tedious than I anticipated. Not hard, just tedious, lining stuff up. Don't forget not to tighten everything up until you get it all put down and locked in place and stuff. That way it's all adjusted left and right and up and down and whatever shape it needs to be. And then snug up your pivot bolts and stuff first, and then snug up these where in the position that they need to be. And we put on the rack and we should be good to go. And don't forget there's two pivots or points up here that have to be bolted into and tightened up. Like I said, these have to, I thought these whole things would go in tight, but they don't. They just go in like so, there's a gap there, but you have to put them down and lock them. And same thing on this side, just goes in flush there, right? And you can see it locks. Now I can tighten up one underneath 2, 3, and 4. 4 of those are tightened up. And then the same thing on this side. Tighten up these 2 in here and these 2 out here. And we're good to go. So yeah, you really do have to have these all loosened up and have these loosened down here on the clamps as well. Now I can tighten up the clamps, tighten up these, both sides, and then that should be good. Anyways, we'll see how that works. Alrighty, well, it's the install. It's taking longer than I thought it was going to be actually. So make sure you got these, once you get them aligned, and this is bolted in tight. These are loose, obviously. You put them down, you lock them. Make sure these are clamped in snug, tight actually, before you put on the struts. Those struts are quite powerful. There's 2 of them, one here, one on this side. And when you let these go, you can see that kicks up pretty hard. And when I let go of this one, it just flips up like crazy. And I've just tried it a couple of times there. I'm fine. Well, let me say this. I've put it up and down a couple of different times now, and I'm finding when I put it down, I've got to pull down and have some pressure on it to get these to sit in far enough so you can lock them without, breaking the tabs, basically. What I was going to say just a minute ago was this right here basically keeps it from falling back down. So if you got a tire up here, and when you got that on it, or if you got another, you got weight on your rack, then it's going to want to sit that down. And these struts are only so good. So you get this little safety clip here. It stops it from going down. And I'm not sure if I can do this at the same time. If you push it, then it goes down. But as you can see, like I'm pulling on that hard, and I'll let it go and it's going to pop right back up. So now I've got to hold this down. With some weight on it, this will be different. This will be staying down easier. But empty like this, it just wants to stay up like really strong. And you can see this little yellow clip working now. And you can see it sort of kicks out and keeps you from going back down. But like I said, when I get this down, you've got to hold it in really tight to be able to push these down. And like that, I can't do it hold the camera and do it. I've got to use one hand to hold that thing down tight and use the other hand to lock that side, then go over and lock the other side. So, I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's nice when you got some weight on there that it will give you a good assist lifting the weight up, because then you control the trunk here and you're good to go. You got full access to everything, which is kind of nice. This one's got a strut too, but it's really just enough to hold the plastic up. This is it. Like I said, make sure this is left loose. This is all left loose. This is left loose till you get this in. Once you get this in, snug this up, both sides, and then along this roughly where it needs to go. Bring this thing down so it meets. This is still loose. Lock it both sides. Then you can tighten these. A little tip: when you put these screws on, make sure they go in this way. From the back of the bike, the head screws go in through and the nuts on that side. Otherwise, you can't really get a tool in there unless you got a real short, these are Torx heads, so unless you got a real short stubby Torx bit to get down there. I didn't have one, so a lot easier you put them out there. Overall, it's a nice rack. More work installed than I expected. Tedious. I got all kinds of tools out, Torx and wrenches and ratchets and half a dozen different sockets. I did it by myself, so you can do it. It's not hard. It's just tedious, time consuming. Two people, you would do it a lot faster. So here's these little tabs on. Just push in, they clip and lock on there. This rack will sit down. It's got to sort of line up so that it fits in these fit in the channels. And then you just put your screws and washers on. So that's about it for that. Whew, done. It was a little more work than I thought it was going to be. More detailed, more frigging around with alignments and stuff. Like I said, leave the nuts and bolts loose as the instructions tell you. And these down here, make sure these are snugged up. Once everything's all done, make sure these are snug because there's a lot of force on these struts. And mine wasn't quite tight enough here first. When I first closed it, it actually twisted that a bit. So I would say definitely make sure they're tightened down. These here, once you put the little clips in, you sort of seat this so that it fits over each of those tabs that were underneath. Then there's 8 screws, 4 on each side, and she's done. All in all, I like it. It looks good. Works good. And fits the aesthetic of the machine. It works in conjunction with this CanAm box, which I really like. It's still my favorite rear storage box, if you want to call it that. It's a cover technically that goes over the original box. But it's looks good and it's very functional, so like that. But anyways, back to this thing. So we have a mount point here, a mount point up back here, and one over here. This here is where your tire would sit. If you're going to put a tire on this, you would put it up here and it would just sort of rest there so it doesn't go flying through the window and hard stops or serious bumping around. Then it's a 3-point ratcheting locking mechanism, which is kind of nice, which would still probably save you a little bit of space on either side, not much with a 30 or a 32-inch tire. But if you're not bringing a spare tire on there, if you don't bring a spare tire at all, or let's say you have one on the back, for example, then you have a full rack up here. It is a link rack. It will fit all the link boxes from your ATVs and that sort of thing, plus the coolers and whatever. So yeah, it's a nice setup for sure. Fairly sturdy. It's on there tight. It's not loose. I mean, I'm shaking the whole machine here, so yeah, it's good. I like it. These are it's not too bad there now, but when I pop this one over here, you're going to see the pressure on this, and up she goes. So yeah, so there you go. It's you know what, it works very well, I must say. So you still get full access to your cargo box, and the way it's sitting there, I mean, if there was no tire in there, I think I could probably still bring a small box in here on those link. So I'll have to get used to this. I'm just trying to pull it down here, but I forgot about this little yellow tab over here that you have to grab and pull down like so. So I'm just trying to see how much space. I might have enough space in there to put a small toolkit or something like that. All good. Oh, there you go.